Canelo Alvarez, Danny Jacobs, the 30-day weigh-in ahead of their fight. Alvarez weighed in at 168.2, Danny Jacobs 175.4. They have to weigh under a specific amount for these check weights, okay? And this is to ensure the fighter's safety so that they don't end up dehydrating themselves too quickly and too dramatically very close to the fight, that they do it incrementally and in a healthy way. Now, Danny Jacobs weighing 175.4, he's obviously quite a bit bigger than Canelo at this stage. And I think he's just, well, I know he's a naturally much bigger man than Canelo. Canelo's a good sized middleweight himself. Don't get it twisted. It's not like this guy walks around anywhere close to 160. He certainly does not. But Danny Jacobs is a really huge middleweight. And it's indicative of modern day boxing, the science of dehydration and then rehydration. How these guys do it, I will never know. But a guy like Danny Jacobs, you have to imagine, walks around close to 190 pounds when he's not in training, because he's always in shape, but he's nowhere near 160, is he? So, and this is just 30 days out from the fight. So you can imagine he must have lost 15 pounds in camp, at least 10 pounds. So I'm going to say he walks around close to 190. That's a massive guy to be coming down to middleweight. Yeah. How much will that matter in the fight? I mean, they've got the morning of the fight weigh-in, and the fact that Danny Jacobs is so big, a lot of people are going to say, that could affect him, because he's the bigger man here. Canelo and his team trying to get a bit of an edge, having the same day weigh-in, because apparently it was scrapped or something, and now they've brought it back at the behest of Canelo and his team. I mean, you do whatever you have to do to get an edge if you are working for a particular fighter. Sometimes it's above board, other times it's questionable. It is what it is. Danny Jacobs has done this before, though. I believe for the, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, guys. The guy that Danny Jacobs just won his world title from. I'm not going to try to pronounce his surname again. I've mispronounced it so many times. I'm not going to embarrass myself this time. But he had to have the IBF same day weigh-in for that fight too. So, and that was the issue. In unifications, the IBF normally scrap or waive the same day weigh-in policy. But in this instance, they have to do it, at the apparent behest of Canelo. So how much will that affect Danny Jacobs? I guess we have to wait and see. But yeah, 175, he's a big boy. Both guys look in great shape, as you would expect. And at the end of the day, you can't always read too much into these weights because you don't know when they actually weighed themselves. They might have weighed, one of them might have weighed himself when he hasn't done any training that day. And the other one might have weighed himself when they've just done 2 heavy sessions. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm sure they have to do the weigh-ins at the same time, but whether you're in the morning, during these days, before their workouts, were they after workouts? Had one of them been up early in the morning doing running and with a sauna suit on and stuff like that? Who knows? So the point I'm making is it's not always a like-for-like comparison when it comes to these weigh-ins well ahead of the fight. You don't know who's been training and who's been sweating earlier on that day. So anyway, both guys in tremendous physical condition, and I'm very much looking forward to this fight. Although I have noticed that most people seem to be taking the same position as me, not because of me, obviously. Everybody comes to their own conclusions for themselves, but I've noticed that everybody seems to be thinking, not everybody, the majority of people seem to be thinking along the same lines, which is that it should be a competitive fight, it should be a good fight, but ultimately Canelo Alvarez is the better boxer, and with the officiating inevitably on his side and in his favor, it's going to be damn near impossible for Danny Jacobs to pick up a win here. Unless he knocks Canelo Alvarez out, and very few people think he can do that because Alvarez has shown a very good chin and an underrated defense, then most people don't see how Danny Jacobs is going to win. I think with a guarantee, and I guess this is impossible in certain situations in boxing, but if we had a theoretical guarantee that we had impartial, fair officiating with no bias in favor of Canelo or Jacobs, then I would give Jacobs a much better chance in the fight of winning on points. But Canelo always gets the favor of the judges. He always does. I mean, they tried to even rob Mayweather against Canelo. And this is not to really try and dump on Canelo here, because Canelo's a fantastic fighter, okay? And I do, in my opinion, believe that he beat Golovkin in the rematch. The first fight I thought was very close, but the rematch, I thought that was a legit win for Canelo. So I think he's a fantastic fighter, don't get it twisted, but let's just be real. He does seem to get favoritism from the officials. And that's what I'm expecting here against Danny Jacobs. In fact, there have been other trainers and fighters who have come out and said the same thing as I'm saying, that Danny Jacobs needs a knockout to beat Canelo. They're never going to give him a decision over this guy, especially not in Las Vegas. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about the 30-day check weights. Canelo Alvarez, 168.2. Danny Jacobs, 175.4. Jacobs obviously got to lose 15, just over 15 pounds by fight time. Canelo's only got to lose just over 8 pounds. So yeah, both guys well on course. Let me know how you feel in the comments, people. It's happening. I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.